I should have never gotten into this type of field. It's a fucking setup. It's a fucking setup.
I'm Clark County Sheriff Jamey Noel, and I care about Clark County, and I care about the truth. You probably heard something happen in the Clark County Jail last year. Something did happen. An employee took a bribe and let male inmates take a key to go into the women's side of the jail. I fired and arrested that employee.
Welcome back to San Joaquin Audits. Today's video is a story I've been working on with the help from the channel for public safety, and I want to preface this video by stating that something really strange is happening in Clark County, Indiana. An incident occurred on October 24th of 2021 in which male inmates obtained the keys to the pod of the female inmates in the Clark County jail and assaulted some of the female inmates. The whole story is absolutely crazy, and there's much speculation as to how these keys were obtained. Mainstream media has recently picked up on the story, but the information they're giving has a lot of holes, and this whole thing just seems very odd. According to the information they're giving us, a deal of only $1,000 was made between one of the jailing officers and the inmates to obtain the keys. But I honestly think it goes much deeper than that, and this is why I'm sharing this video with you today. In this video, I'm not telling you what to believe. I'm simply presenting some of the facts as well as footage and letting you formulate your own opinion on whether you think that this was a botched interrogation or not. There are 4 people that this video centers around, and that is David Lowe, the jailing officer that allegedly made the deal, Jamey Noel, who you've seen earlier in the video, Donovan Harrod, and James Disponett. It's important that you know these 4 names, and you're going to find out why right now in a bit. The person in question in this video is David Lowe, and he's being interrogated by Donovan Harrod with James Disponett in the room as well. Donovan Harrod is the chief of the narcotics division in Clark County, Indiana, and James Disponett is the supervisor of the jail facility. And that's important to note because this video is an investigation/interrogation. An investigation should have been conducted by an outside agency, not by Disponett and Harrod. This is just one of the reasons why many believe this investigation to be faulty and illegal. But to add even more context to the video, let's take a look at who Donovan Harrod is and who James Disponett is. Donovan Harrod was an actor in the show 60 Days In that A&E aired a couple years ago. Ironically enough, this show took place in the Clark County Jail in Indiana, which was overseen by the county sheriff, Jamey Noel. Jamey Noel is much more than the sheriff in Clark County. He is a Republican political figure, and he is actively the title holder of 17 positions in Clark County alone. Jamey and Donovan were neighbors growing up, and they spent a lot of time together growing up, which raises even more questions around the interrogation. Keep in mind that they were both actively a part of the show that aired on A&E, a show in which the situations were highly exaggerated and sometimes fabricated. I want you to keep this in mind as you watch this interrogation. Donovan Harrod is an actor. Do not get it twisted. And James Disponett was the supervisor of the jail facility, which also raises a lot of suspicion because shortly after this incident he was let go for reasons unknown. Yet a month ago he was spotted for public safety having a private conversation in his vehicle with none other than the sheriff of Clark County, Jamey Noel.
Hey, there he is. How you doing, man? Roll that window down. Roll that window down, Jamey. Come on, let's have a talk, buddy. I thought you got fired, Disponett. Is that for what you did in the jail, man? Causing them women to get... Jamey, you been hiding from me, dude? Hey, can you hear me? Hello? Are you and Bubba buddies? That probably explain why you didn't let him get in no trouble whenever he was responsible for that. Hey, what are you gonna do about teaching Scotty how to run that jail you screwed up over the last 10 years? Look, guys, he's sitting in the car with Bubba, James Disponett, who got fired and was responsible for the in the jail. Apparently, that's probably why they fired him, but here they are, probably in there smoking a doobie together or something.
Things like this only raise more suspicion and questions rather than give transparency to the situation. It seems like there's a lot of crooked puppets at play here. And could it be that all the fingers were pointed at David Lowe to get the heat off of everyone else in the situation? I personally don't definitively have an answer on what really occurred, but what I can tell you is this interrogation footage you're about to watch seems very suspicious. And we've personally heard before in wrongful conviction stories of officers trying to coerce the person in question into admitting guilt. But enough of my talking. Let's watch the footage and you formulate your own opinion. And let me know at the end whether you think David Lowe is guilty or do you think that these people formulated a botched interrogation to get the heat off of their back. Let's watch.
All right, Mr. Lowe. Like I said, I'm a captain of the sheriff's office here, okay? Due to the the questioning, the line of questions I'm going to talk to you, or ask you, and answers. We also have federal prisoners here.
Yes, sir.
For federal holding, so that involves the federal side of stuff, okay? So I want you to understand the seriousness of what we're going to speak about here today, okay? And I can tell you right off the bat, I'm 100% legit. I ain't gonna lie to you, I ain't gonna bullshit you. I'll give you 100% the truth. I expect that out of you, okay?
Yes, sir.
I already know a lot about what I'm gonna ask you, so if I catch you in a lie, we're done, and that'd be it, okay? So you cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay, and I hope you appreciate the fact, like I said, I ain't gonna bullshit you, and you ain't gonna bullshit me, and we can kinda get that out of the way.
I don't do bullshit.
Good. We've been here about a year.
Yes, sir.
You enjoy it here?
I do.
It said, somebody said, to the grapevine that I seen your name on the list for leaving, was gonna leave, or the sheriff puts out a
I mean,
list.
I don't really want to, because I like it here. And
Was it the pay, the hours, or just having to
Yeah.
deal with inmates all day?
honestly, it's just with mainly the officers. I actually like interacting with the inmates, because I want to know, the whole reason why I got back into this is to show all of them that not people with badges are bad guys and that are out to get them.
I agree with that. A lot of that, fucking Steve is about to uncomfortable.
You want this one?
No, it's even worse.
It's just like, I really don't, so I told everybody else, I really don't want to leave here. I just wish things would get more serious, and you already get where I'm going.
Yeah, I get it, I understand. So are you want to stay, or no?
No, I do.
You do want to stay?
I mean, I love it here. I just wish things were a little bit more strict, like with watch tours, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
I got you. So, you like on the fence now, whether you want to stay or go?
I do want to stay, 110%.
Okay, cool. Well, this may help you out then. So, the reason I've got you down here and I want to talk to you, man, like I said, I want you to shoot me straight, okay?
I will shoot you
Because
straight.
at the end of the night, it could be the difference between something federally or something on the state, or you go home tonight and come back to work tomorrow, okay? So, if you would, like I said, I'm trying to get so, because I got some pictures I want to look back at. Talk to me about what, you worked last night, correct?
Yes, sir.
What time did you clock in last night?
It was a little bit at 6.
A little late? Was it a little after?
I think it was right at 6. I'm not entirely sure on that one.
And what pod did you work in last night?
I worked in pod 1 last night.
One?
Yes,
Is
sir.
that your normal pod, or do you have an assigned pod or anything?
No, sir.
Do they just mix you around? That
Yeah, I worked in pod 1. Went there because we had to shake down two Delta last night. And after that, I think it was like 2 o'clock, 2-ish, that I went to pod 1, because I don't know where everybody else was at, and that's just one thing that I try to keep up on is,
Sam. So before 2-ish, what pod was you in? If you hand the message, and they said, yeah, I hand it directly to the inmate and stuff. You see that inmate right there?
yeah.
See, he's grabbing into your drawer. Is that how you conduct business on a daily basis?
No, sir.
What happened
He
there?
was actually just showing me where his inhaler was.
Showing you his cellar?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you a certified medical technician or anything like that, or just do jail stuff, Joe?
I just do pill stuff. But yeah, he was just showing me where his inhaler was last night, because I was trying to find it.
Does that include taking blood pressures and checks and stuff like that? Do you also do that?
Yes, sir, I do.
Corrections officer do that
And then
stuff?
every time I check somebody's blood pressure, check somebody's heart rate, I always notify medical downstairs.
I gotcha. Did you check anybody's heart rate last night or blood pressure?
I checked heart rate last night, and I checked, what was his name? There was another guy in there that stated he had chest pains, and I called down to booking to let Sergeant Meyer know what his blood pressure was. And I know Meyer said that he was going to check with the nurse in the morning. He's going to let the nurse know.
I gotcha. How many times you checked that last night? How many people's blood pressure did you check?
I just checked 2 of them, and then I checked Robinson's blood sugar last night, and 3 Charlie as well.
I gotcha. The machine you use, that a normal machine there, does everybody have access to that? Everybody use that machine, the card that have blood pressure machines on, is that right?
Everybody?
Yeah,
You mean
like all the corrections officers?
Yes, we all have access to that.
I gotcha. Did you have any trouble with one last night?
Yeah, I had to keep telling them to stop touching the damn machine in 3 Charlie, and it wasn't turning on. And I was going to go downstairs, grab the one from Book, but I was sitting there messing with the elevator, and then I came back once I got it turned on, and I checked. Yeah, because he had made a statement that he was feeling dizzy. And I checked it. Like I said, I notified Meyer down in Booking about his blood pressure.
Is that the guy you're talking about? You're checking blood pressure? You can zoom in if you need to. I see you plugged the machine in one time, right?
Yeah, that's there. Because that's one thing, when I'm checking somebody's blood pressure, I don't like everybody to be around it.
Yeah. Well, you had 5 or 6 guys around you, and then when you came in the first time, you actually let the inmates plug in your machine and stuff, which I get that, you know, they try to be helpful. But you always got to be cognizant or aware of your surroundings.
That was my fault.
And to be honest with you, I watched the video actually on something else, and I ended up watching your video, and you had people around you the whole time. You had guys to your right, guys to your left, and you're concentrating on one inmate, and you're not watching your back door, you're not watching the tower above, you're not watching
That was my fault. It's just like when, you know, for me being on the fire department prior, that's just one thing I wanted to make sure his...
What's that?
You know, his blood...
That guy was okay?
Yes.
I get that, but you gotta realize when you're sitting there doing that, and your attention's on that person, that inmate right there, correct?
Yes.
Like I was telling you, while you was doing that, there was inmates all around your backside doing shit that you didn't see, and there's people up on the tower doing shit on the, what's that called, walkway, or whatever that you didn't see.
The walkway?
Or shit, not the walkway, that's the other guys I was looking at. That's the only single story in there, isn't it? Yeah, the other one I'm talking about, the other video I was looking at, yeah. They're walking in and out, they're doing shit behind your back that you should have been aware of. That put
that one I'll admit.
That put yourself in danger and put the other inmates in danger too, because if they do anything to you, man, then you're in your pin hemmed up before you call for help. You guys carry radios in there?
We do.
You gonna have one tonight?
Right here.
Alright, you ain't gotta say it. I'll put them on. Oh, here it is. I got you. Hey, Mr. Lowe,
I do apologize. Like I said, I was trying to tell him to keep away from him and everything. It's just, like I said, when I was doing him, I do focus on that person.
Right. I understand that, but like I said, your position as a corrections officer, I mean, you're responsible for yourself, number one, and then all the other inmates are in there too, you know what I'm saying? You can't let yourself get sucked into that kind of stuff, but what the circumstances are, whether you was threatened, coerced, whether they paid you, or took care of something for you, to allow them to do what they've done. And like I said, I'm telling you right now, I'm putting it all on the table, dude. I'm 100% honest with you, okay? So if you want to talk about it, that's cool, and I appreciate the fact that you be honest with me. If not, like I said, we'll probably go down a different road, okay? You know what I'm talking about?
Honestly, not on the top of my head. Because, I mean, if it's one thing, I know there's one guy in 4 Bravo, he keeps trying to get me to pass messages, and I'm not doing that. I have too much pride in myself and stuff like that, so.
So you think it's over messages and stuff?
Yeah, because he keeps trying to ask me to tell his old lady in one of the pods, and I don't do that.
What pod's
He's in 4B2.
4B?
Yes.
4B2, okay. When you was there taking blood pressure yesterday, did anybody leave the pod? Other than you coming and going?
I seen somebody stand at the door. I hadn't noticed that anybody had left, but I told him to get back in the I did tell him to get back in the section.
I didn't see him. I reviewed the video. I never seen you one time correct anybody say come back in or
Yeah, there was actually somebody at the door. There was somebody at the door, and I believe it was standing at the door, and because I heard it behind me, and I told him to back up from the door.
Okay. So that's all you think we want to talk about is the messages and stuff?
I mean, I honestly don't know. I mean, the other stuff, yeah, like I said.
Like other stuff isn't what? Like what I was talking to you about?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you know, are you familiar with like chirp system and stuff?
When they refer to chirp, what that is, those are electronic devices that the sheriff has allowed the inmates to utilize where they are capable of messaging one another and people outside of the jail.
And did you just recently change your phone number?
Yeah, I got a new one.
New one. Does the jail have your new number?
I know Granda has it.
Rhonda? So you're not, but that's all you think that's going on?
Honestly, yes, sir.
I mean, if you're honest,
Yes, sir. It
you're
is.
honest with me.
Hand to God.
Okay. It's a little different situation than that. It's obviously if I'm here on a Sunday, on my day off, and we're talking about stuff we're talking about, it's a little deeper than that. But some stuff happened while he was in that pod yesterday with taking so much blood pressure. There was inmates that got out of that pod. And those inmates had access to your guard station there.
Did they take something?
There's a good chance they did. While you was there taking blood pressure with your back to the door, those are inmates in that secure location.
That's out in a hallway. It's not, it doesn't have like a door or anything on it.
The problem I have, buddy, is not one or two, but but several inmates that I talked to said that they had to deal with you because you was leaving. And they're pretty adamant about that. And they also have chirp messages to back it up. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I really want to talk to you about. And that's where I'm saying you can help yourself, dude, or you can...
Wayne, I did tell him that I was leaving.
Right.
I did tell him that.
Right.
But I mean, honestly, the only one that I literally saw at the door was...
Mm-hmm. And
That might have been at the time that they were out there, because that all makes sense, because I did hear the door open. I looked back there, and I told him to get away from the door. He did move the trash can back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I did start focusing on it.
yeah.
I feel like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, you let your guard down, man. You let definitely, that's, part of your duties is to be cognizant of where your training's 100% of the time, especially inside of a pod, man, when you're in there by yourself, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I'm gonna circle back to the problem it has is not one, two.
But
not
three
one-
out there.
There were several out there, but not one or two inmates that I talked to tonight. But several inmates said that one, that he was leaving because you had told him straight up he was leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And two, said they worked a deal out with you to retrieve something from that office space.
No. That is a definite no.
I'm just telling you, I'm telling you what they said.
I agree.
And I mean, they read out their statement, it's on audio, video. I mean, obviously, I'm not, and we're all human here, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're inmates, you're a corrections officer, you work for us.
Yes.
I do want to take your word over their word, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, however, there's more than just one or two guys saying this is how it went down. Investigator Disponett here retrieved a lot of chirp messages and stuff talking about that same issue.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about you. And there's also another female corrections officer that they talked about, and another male corrections officer. Was a totally different conversation, but the conversation about you specifically was that you was leaving and that you agreed to let them get something out of that office space there.
Yeah, that I never did.
And that's the big issue we have here.
Yes, sir.
I mean, it's a fucking huge issue.
It is.
And like I told you at the beginning of this, I'm 100% honest with you, man. That's a federal issue in itself, because we have federal inmates here. We have a different set of rules, or another second set of rules, I should say, that we have to go by to adhere to.
Yes, sir.
Other than just the state and then the local stuff.
Yeah, that one thing was never asked, because I would have allowed
It was
to go.
asked. It was asked. And they've reviewed video back several days that you worked, and you've had interactions with the guys that I talked to tonight, the inmates I talked to tonight, face to face.
Okay, because I honestly don't ever remember anything like that happening. Because if I did, that would not have happened.
But what I'm telling you is that it did happen. There's chirp messages to back that information up.
Mm-hmm.
There's more than one inmate that's backing that information up. You know what I'm saying? And they're all pointing at you. And I get it, they think they may get something because they're inmates and you're a CO and they can get you in trouble kind of shit. And sometimes I just let them fucking run their mouths and talk bullshit. However, there's more than one or two, like I said.
And I know how that looks on my part.
Yeah, it looks bad. It looks fucking horrible. It looks fucking horrible. So then, what we've been doing for the last several hours is going back over the videos and watching your interactions with inmates and watching how you do your field call and letting guys reach over, hey, pointing out stuff. That should never happen. You know, you should keep your space, keep your distance. But the biggest thing, dude, is the chirps, and they're talking. And they got you pretty much fucked in a corner right now. But the sheriff told me tonight that if I was able to speak with you, and you would come clean and tell me 100% what was going down, that I could help you.
Well, I mean, I admitted to him first off, yeah, I shouldn't have gone in there by myself. But at the same time, the reason why that door was propped open was because I was not leaving myself trapped in there with 32 other inmates when there was no other officer on that floor.
No other officer on the floor?
No.
Where was the officer that was for the floor, though?
I have no idea. I know I had radioed down, I had radioed that I was going to go in there and asking for help, but nobody came.
Are they supposed to come when you radio that you're going in? Well, why the fuck would you go in before the officer was there? You know what I mean?
I was concerned for the well-being of the inmate.
But I'm gonna have you hold it for a second here. I'm gonna go get those chirps, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna give you a second to think about it, because like I said, dude, I ain't trying to stick it to you. So like I said, I hope you look at me and think I'm being honest.
Dude, I appreciate you for being honest with me, because I mean, it's like I said, if I had known that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah, but like I said,
I know like judging from that, I fucked up and I feel like an idiot, but I know I know better than that.
all right, you stay here. You coming out?
I'll come out.
Okay.
Are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be back in a few. I'm gonna go get Group City's got to print that stuff out, and we're good there. You need a drink or anything, buddy?
No.
This next clip is why I told you to keep in mind the fact that Donovan Harrod is an actor. You're going to see his whole demeanor change and act like he has David Lowe dead to rights. This definitely looks like he's trying to coerce David Lowe into a false confession, and pay close attention to his supposed evidence that he brings in. He constantly opens and closes his manila folder and acts like there's definitive evidence in that folder, but never presents anything to anyone. If you think this next part is all an act, let me know.
I get where he's going. It makes me look bad.
David, I give you a chance to be honest with you, buddy. All right?
Yes, sir.
So now I'm gonna tell you you're fucked. Not only do I got messages on the chirps back and forth and shit from going from her to names you're giving to the guys in the pod, and the fucking, I had to stop him printing the chirps and shit. Dude, I need to know right now. I'm telling you right fucking now who you told that to come outside and why you turned your back to it. That's gonna save your ass. If not, dude, you're going to fucking handcuffs and we're out of here. I'm giving you a last chance to come clean. You understand?
I am.
Don't tell me. Don't lie to me, son. I'm telling you, it's right there. I got a whole file of it, black and white, especially for who's fucking running her guns down. I don't care that you know that she's running her gun, because she's a fucking inmate. What I care about is you're wearing the badge. You're representing us, you're representing the department, you're representing this county and the sheriff. And you're fucking sitting there lying to me. We're done with the lying. You understand? Which one of these motherfuckers, or you tell me who that you made the fucking deal with. If you want to save your ass, you tell me who you made the fucking deal with.
I didn't.
Give me your handcuffs.
Hold on.
Dude, I'm done. I don't have time for this, dude. I'm 6 hours on my day off. I'm done with the bullshit. Just, here's the difference right now. You walking out here in handcuffs and going right to the same fucking pod these guys are in, or me taking you to Floyd County fucking jail and booking you as a federal prisoner. Because you made a deal with two of these guys. I want to know who the fuck you made the deal with. And why you allowed them to go out there? Because you're 2 weeks out, you're quitting. I get it, they bent you, they got to you. It happens. It's happened before. But now it's time to save your ass. It ain't time to save your ass tomorrow when I go fucking call the prosecutor, the judge, and get a warrant for your arrest and come snatch you up because you lied to me. If you want to save your ass, right now is the time to do it.
Because I know these two, like I said, were talking yesterday.
Right.
And I seen at the door last night when it's
Because my hand's fucked, well, I'll do it less. This guy right here.
Yes.
I'm gonna circle his fucking,
And I've seen
this guy right here.
And I've seen them, like I said, I seen at the door. He was holding it open.
Right. He was holding it open because you told him what? You're almost there, buddy. You're almost there. You smoke or chew? You smoke or chew? Do you smoke or chew?
I smoke. But I mean, like, look.
You're almost there, man. You're almost saving your ass. This is, them fucking chirps are fucking crazy. You're almost saving your ass point of that. I'm on a fucking swivel. I'm looking around. I'm not going in like you did and staying stationary, looking right at the fucking wall. I'm watching that door. You know why? That's my way out. You know what I mean? That's my safety. You know what I'm saying? That's another clue or indicator that we had that you was working with these guys in here. I just don't know why. I just don't know why you done it, buddy. It wasn't for money. It wasn't for gain. It was just like you said. You had trouble with your coworkers and stuff because you pissed off at them. You're like, fuck it, I'm gonna let you guys get what they want.
Honestly, I don't know.
You don't know? Just, I guess maybe me and you being man and this and that, I mean, we kind of want to answer, you know what I mean? I don't know, usually don't fit my bill. Either like,
I get
either
it.
I did it or I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Or, yes, we done this, or no, we didn't do that. I just, when somebody says, I don't know, I'm like, I usually throw a bullshit flag, 'cause I'm like, I know why I did this, or I know why I drank this, or I know why I went here, I know why I did, you know what I'm saying? And usually, it's over money. It's usually somebody gets paid. That's big time. Or they know somebody in jail. A corrections officer may know somebody. We live in a small community here, about 150,000, but the jail community is a small community. You know, people come and go a lot all the time, you know what I mean? And sometimes inmates and corrections officers get close, they develop a rapport. And the next thing you know, they think they're friends, but it's not. It's these inmates all day long, 24/7. They think of ways to get at you. They think of ways to pick you apart, whether it's your tattoos, whether it's your appearance, whether it's your hair, how you present yourself. They look and dig until they find a way to get into you. And that's what I want to know, because I want to be able to pass it on to the next man or woman that works here. What did they do that got to you? Was it you just that pissed that you're leaving and fuck the place? Did they pay you money? Did they promise you something? That's, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, none of that or anything.
None of that. Just like fuck it, go on, get your shit and get it over with. That's it. They didn't promise you nothing.
No.
Didn't take care of you for nothing.
No.
All right, man. Hold tight for me. I'll be back in a few minutes. I gotta make a few phone calls, and then we'll go from there. And you're good on the cell phones, right? I ain't gonna fucking 2-3 days now find something.
No.
I'll tell you, the sheriff's gonna be disappointed, man, that you allowed that to happen. That you knew it was gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when you started this job as corrections officer, you take an oath to uphold the law in jail, uphold the law of Clark County, and for the citizens of Clark County, and maintain the law for our boss, your boss, my boss, his boss, Sheriff Noel. You know what I'm saying? He tries to hire the best in here. He ain't gonna be happy with that. So, give me a few minutes. I'll be right back with you. Okay? Come on, need you help me with this computer?
You need to go out there?
Yeah, I need help with this computer.
Alright, and that's going to do it for today's video. I have part 2 on this video coming out very soon, and it's only going to further show more reasoning as to why this investigation might be fabricated. I appreciate your patience in me getting this story out to you all, but I want to make sure that I get it right, and I'll be back with another video very soon. But before I go, let me know in the comment section so far whether you think David Lowe is guilty or you think Jamey Noel is trying to cover his own back. This is San Joaquin Audits. I'll be back soon.